Hello, hello. I'm Jacqueline Ortiz, the Self Love Diva. And people often say, I believe it when I see it. But it really should be when I believe it, I will see it. So when you believe something, then you will manifest and attract it. However, in this case, I am talking a little spin on it because I'm all about acronyms to make things easier for you to remember. So in this case, however, seeing is believing. And in this, I mean SEEING. Seeing is believing. How does that work? When we are going through any type of situation where we feel any discomfort or any ambiguity, or we don't know what to do or make a decision, so stuff like that, we feel stuck or whatever it is, the best way to get through it and to thrive over it and become your very best extraordinary you is to become a private investigator and recognize the situation, what it is. So I ask you to, in a sense, detach a little bit from your feelings and emotions so you can see it more objectively, like a private investigator. So I invite you to become the private investigator in your life and detach and watch yourself as a private investigator from recognizing what is the situation based on details, not just getting overwhelmed by emotions. So in this case, seeing is believing. So you get to become a private investigator and see what's going on. Recognize the situation. I'm all about working with your subconscious because let's face it, 5% of everything that's running your program is your conscious mind. However, 95% is your subconscious mind. So you do the math, 5%, 95%. So 95% is your subconscious that is running the program in the back of your mind on automatic pilot over and over again. So I love to work with your subconscious mind and the ego because look at it this way, when you're working with your subconscious mind and the ego, this is what raises your energy to feel more inspired. So basically look at the situation as a private investigator and see what's going on. What are the subconscious programming that is behind working on the lining, and then work with the ego. And I really believe to befriend the ego, to have grace and compassion for the ego, rather than thinking you have to kill the ego, attack the killing the ego. I don't believe in killing anything at all. So rather than killing the ego or resisting or pushing against the ego, how about encourage it, inspire it, welcome it, talking to it, and reassure your ego of what's going on. That way, you can collaborate with your ego rather than fighting against your ego. When there's fighting, nobody wins. So, bottom line is the best thing to do is to try to understand what is the fear, where is the fear coming from the ego, and work with it rather than against it. There's no working against ourselves. There's no reason why we should attack ourselves, the ego, or anything else. Rather, befriend it, understand it, encourage it, reassure it. So that way you do so in a way that's easy and peaceful and harmony. So you could be working toward the same goal. So that way you could enroll your ego in what it is you want to do in a good way. Anyway, so your subconscious, see what's going on. So work with your subconscious, see the underlying patterns, and then work with the ego to collaborate, to go on the same path so you're not fighting, instead you're pushing each other and working together. And then that raises your vibration, your energy. That's it. Second E, it raises your energetics, your vibration. And guess what? When you're raising your energy, you're feeling good and you're feeling inspired. And then the next one is I, working with your inner child. And actually, I don't call it work, I call it play. So rather than all this work and shadow work and all this stuff, it's about playing with your inner child, bringing out the best of your inner child so that way you could align and befriend your inner child and reassure it. Have your inner child feel loved, encouraged, and supported by you. So rather than work, 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 I think the last thing a child wants to do is work, work, work. You tell a child, let's do homework, and you'll see where the kid's going to be running away. But you tell a child, let's play. And that is a really amazing, wonderful, extraordinary way to engage your inner child, to work with you, to play with you, to collaborate with you, to have fun, to feel loved and nurtured and beloved and reassured. And that's the way I go. So subconscious, ego, energetics, and then the inner child. And the inner child feels inspired. So can you imagine the inspiration you have from playing with your inner child? And the inner child is usually or always in the now. You see, children are always present in the now. So that's the N. And then G is for God. So basically, it's seeing things with God, through God, and within God. And I don't preach religion. I do preach love. That's all I preach is love. So my way of, when you have a situation, the best way is to seeing it from a higher perspective, seeing it from an objective private investigator, then tap into your subconscious. What is the behavior and the patterns are underlining that is programming you to act and behave in a certain way and has certain beliefs that are self-sabotaging you in some cases. And then E, collaborate, work with the ego, and instead of having the fear, trying to beat the ego down, reassure the ego so it's not afraid. So that's the ego. And then that will raise your energy, your energetics, your vibration to feel good, to feel extraordinary. And then that will help your inner child because your inner child will feel inspired by you or feel loved and reassured. And the N is for in the now. Be present in the now. Everything happens now. So when is yesterday? Yesterday, you're thinking about yesterday in the now. Tomorrow, when do you think about tomorrow? In the now. Everything is in the now. And you do so with God, through God, whatever God means for you. It's just about the energy of the love of God. So in that sense, it's working and playing and collaborating and enjoying life with God, through God, in the best way that helps you and empowers you to be your extraordinary self. Because I got news for you. You, me, everyone is extraordinary in their own way. And I know, like 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 I know, you are extraordinary. Just feel into it, in the energy. And just a little bit of play will bring out the most extraordinary you. So I invite you to go out and play with your inner child and to tap in and tune in to the very best of you. And the best version of you is right now, right here. You already are. It's already within you. It's just about recognizing how extraordinary you truly are. And I love you. Have an amazing day. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you.